on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield. Live from Harpo's, the Missouri Bar and Grill. This is Tiger Talk.
To the rim, and the hanging two-hand jam puts Missouri up by 22.
Now, here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly.
Good evening and welcome to Harpo's in downtown Columbia. This is Tiger Talk. I am not Mike Kelly. I'm Brad Trinago filling in for him. He's out on assignment this week. He'll be back with the call of the matchup at South Carolina coming up on Saturday at noon Central Time. Coming up for you this hour, we're going to have men's basketball assistant coach David Dickey Nutt for the first half of the show. And then in the second half, we're going to talk a little Tiger baseball with head coach Kerrick Jackson. That's coming up at 7:30. We've got Jeremy Washington engineering things for us here. Sam Rowe from KMIZ is helping us out as well, along with Danielle and Grace from Mizzou Sports Properties, and Bobby Blackburn running things for us at Learfield headquarters in Jefferson City. We're happy, of course, as always, to be at Harpo's, the host of Tiger Talk for basketball season. Harpo's Bar and Grill, located in downtown Columbia, a staple of downtown Como since 1971, now featuring a new food menu. Check out the daily specials and the expanded space to host your next event. Of course, you can listen to us on the Central Bank Tiger Network. You can also watch us on the Mizzou Athletics Facebook page. You can also watch Tiger Talk locally through the family of networks through KMIZ and in the St. Louis area through Matrix Midwest. Again, Dennis Gates is on the road recruiting tonight, so we're going to hear from one of his assistant coaches, David Dickey Nutt. And this Mizzou men's basketball team picked up a nice win against Mississippi State. 84-79 was that final on Saturday as the Tigers hang on for their 15th victory of the season, now 5-4 in the SEC. Coach, overall, your thoughts about the win against the Bulldogs?
Well, we came out and played very well. When we play well, we're really good. We're as good as anybody in the country. And then there are times that we don't play so well, but Saturday was a good game for us. And Coach Gates talked about it after the game. What's impressive about that is that you have a game like Alabama, and we played probably as poor in a lot of areas as we possibly could, and especially in the last 10-12 minutes. But you bounce back and you come back. You got to play against a Mississippi State team, and there's barely a seat open in that arena. And we talked about that the other night, and Coach Gates is so appreciative of that. And it starts with the students. When you see those students, and we see some here tonight, but when they're packed in there like that, it's just such a carryover to our ticket holders, to our boosters, to our fans, and it really plays a big role in the outcome of a game. I assure you, it's the sixth man for our team, because when we get to rolling and that crowd gets to going, we really go to another level. We really had some good performances on Saturday. The guy you want to talk about all the time, and sometimes we take him for granted, but that's Mark Mitchell. Every night out, he is just such a warrior for us, always around 18 to 20 points, and getting to be a better rebounder. Just really does such a good job for us. But we had a lot of guys that played well for us. Trent Pierce been put into the lineup, has helped us. T.O. Barrett put him into the lineup. That had really ignited a little bit of momentum for us, and we're playing much better right now. These other guys coming off the bench, even Caleb Cruz came in, hit a couple shots for us, and that was a good thing. But defensively is where we played very well against a very good team. And I say that, I know everybody wants to talk about and look at the records in the SEC, but I assure you, any night out, you can win or you could lose. You could just look around the league and see how some of these teams are playing, so you better be ready to play. But I think two things that we did very well. Number one, Mississippi State was the best rebounding team in the SEC, and they out-rebounded us by 1 rebound, so that was a good thing for us. That was number one. And the second thing is that we shot free throws well. We got to the free throw line, and we shot 75%. And when we do that, we are a better team. And so it was a good day for us.
Absolutely, and we'll unpack all that stuff as we move through here, and we'll talk about a lot of positive things. There is one thing I wanted to make sure that we addressed. You had a couple of young men that left with injury. Sean Phillips had an ankle issue, and then also Honor Boateng, of course, he ends up going down in the second half, leaves on a stretcher. We can tell you we don't have an update officially on either of those two young men yet, but I did want to ask you specifically when it came to Boateng. T.O. Barrett mentioned post-game how tough it was to see a teammate, he referred to like a brother, going down with an injury like that. How hard is that mentally to, like, okay, you see that happen, and now you've got to shift back into basketball mode and win a basketball game?
Well, I think that's always a tough moment when one of your teammates goes down, because, you know, those guys are so close. They do everything in the world together. They eat together. They're running around together. They just do everything together. And when one of them has an injury like that, especially one where it requires people to go out there around him, because you don't know just how severe it is, and you start to find out when you start bringing 2 or 3 doctors around that it's pretty serious, and that's when you can really get fragile. You can really, but when Honor waved at him and looked at the bench and the players and said, "Hey, I'm good," that just meant all the world, all the difference in the world to our team, and our guys we just took up where we left off.
Assistant Coach David Dickey Nutt is with us here on Tiger Talk. All right, let's dive in a little bit more to this 5-point victory over Mississippi State. You had a hot shooting start in that one, and specifically you talked about how the game against Alabama, the previous game, ended. How important was it for the ball to go in the basket a lot early in that game on Saturday?
Well, you know, it means everything, and when you make shots, your offense looks good, and that's just part of the game. But one thing that Coach has really done is tried to put a lot of focus lately, especially coming out of the Kansas game way back in non-conference season, is to try to have more ball movement in our offensive scheme, because we generally play with 2 big guys, and sometimes it crowds up the court, and we get to standing and we just kind of watch things, and it doesn't go so well. So Coach has really put a lot of emphasis on spreading the floor and really getting a lot of ball movement and a lot of people moving, and that was one thing that I think that we've done a better job in the last 3 weeks. I think we're better as a team today than we were a couple of weeks ago, just because we're getting more ball movement, we're moving people around, and just being good. Obviously, when you hit shots, everything looks better. And it's important that when that ball goes in, obviously, it's funny how that works. It's human nature. When you score baskets, your defense gets a little bit better because you're hyped and you're ready to go. But sometimes that's not always the case. When you miss a shot or something, you're coming down. It's almost like you're running uphill on defense, and you're down there. You're worried about, well, how did I miss that shot? Or I was open, nobody passed it to me, or whatever. And then defensively, we're struggling. So it's funny how that is. When you make some shots, your defense gets a little bit better. But the thing that I want to bring up, you always want to be able to shoot good free throws. And you hear it all the time. Hey, I got junior high guys that can shoot better than that.
Right.
Okay, I got it. I can assure you our guys don't want to miss free throws, and they spend a lot of time shooting them. But the one thing that I felt like that Dennis Gates did a couple of weeks ago that I thought was pretty good, he changed up our free throw shooting altogether. He said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to line up on that line, and we're all going to have 2 free throws. So you're going to shoot a 1-and-1. And if you miss, then we're going to go down and back. Now, these guys are God's gift to athletics. I mean, they're built. I mean, you could tell them run 5 miles, and they'll run it with a snap of the finger. But if you tell them run down and back, you think that's the end of the world. And they say, no way, we don't want to do that. And so now, all of a sudden, they start really concentrating on making that shot. And if they miss one, they have to go down and back. But we started doing that. And I know that may sound like an elementary thing, but it really resonated with our guys. And now all of a sudden we came in. I'm anxious to see how we're going to do moving forward. But we go into last game, and we just knocked them down every time we went up there. And so that's a difference, and that's coaching. And so I think that's going to be a big key moving forward, because every game in the SEC is about a one-possession game. It's one possession. You never know what game will cost you the game, or what play will cost you the game or win the game for you. So it's important that you are on all points and making sure that you have a sense of urgency in everything you do. Free throw shooting will play a big role. If we don't hit our free throws against Mississippi State, we're in trouble. They had two guards that are really good. Josh Hubbard can jump up from anywhere and score. Now, we did a really good job in the first half, held them to 2 points. In the second half, good team, good guys they get theirs. And so at the end of the game, we were just glad that the clock hurried up and ran out. But it was a good win for us, and we did some good things. We're looking forward to the next game.
Off and running with Mizzou assistant coach David Dickey Nutt here on Tiger Talk, brought to you by Shelter Insurance, ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power. 7 out of the last 8 years. We're your shield. We're your shelter. We will highlight more key players in Mizzou's win over the Bulldogs, including one guy posting numbers we've only seen from 3 Tiger legends. We'll go more into that next. Tiger Talk from Harpo's in downtown Columbia on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
It's game time. As Mizzou hoops action heats up, there's only one way to cool down: Shock Top Belgian White. So grab your friends and a couple cold ones and toast to the thrill of college basketball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. This refreshing beer brings a burst of citrus to your glass, making it the perfect choice for cheering on the Mizzou Tigers. Whether you're courtside or couchside, Shock Top Belgian White is a slam dunk for all the nail-biting buzzer beaters and unforgettable alley-oops. Shock Top, official craft beer sponsor of the Missouri Tigers. Please enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, Shock Top Brewing Company, Portland, Oregon.
A message about safe driving from University of Missouri head basketball coach Dennis Gates.
Basketball requires everyone to be responsible teammates. Driving requires the same exact thing. Crashes can be avoided by practicing safe driving habits. Please leave all distractions aside. Once you're behind that wheel, that is your number one priority. Buckle up, phone down. Slow down, drive sober.
Brought to you by Save Mo Lives.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you. So why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
If you want an inside look at Mizzou basketball that you won't get anywhere else, you want the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast.
Trent Pierce. Talk about it every day. We want to be a Final Four team. That's our goal. That's what we want to do.
It's Jaden Stone. It's pretty much a miracle that I'm playing. I've actually never talked about it, so this is the first time I'm saying anything.
Subscribe today to the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Original content plus replays of Tiger Talk and more. The Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast, presented by Shelter Insurance.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Mizzou Arena, Saturday, February 21st.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Tiger Talk continuing from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. In for Mike Kelly tonight, I'm Brad Tornago. Dennis Gates also has the night off out recruiting, so we're talking with men's assistant coach David Dickey Nutt ahead of the matchup at South Carolina coming up Saturday at noon. Show your swagger with the Tiger Checking Card from Central Bank, the only place for Tiger checking. Open it today at centralbank.net. Our thanks to them. Mizzou Athletics would also like to thank our premier partners of the Diamond Club, MU Healthcare, Shelter Insurance, and Multiply Credit Union. All right, well, you said we can't overlook Mark Mitchell, Coach, so let's dive in a little bit more to what he's doing. He had 19 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists against Mississippi State. So that's now the 9th time this season that Mark Mitchell has had at least 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in a game. So MU historian Tom Worf did a little digging. Here's the list of Tigers all-time who have posted that stat line, 15, 5, and 4, at least 9 times in a season. Anthony Peeler, Doug Smith, Melvin Booker, and now Mark Mitchell.
How about that?
That's pretty good company to keep, isn't it?
It certainly is. It certainly is. And you know, I'm guilty of it. I know that our staff sometimes, someone else will play good in a game, and we'll just brag all we can with him, and we look up and we just don't say much about Mark Mitchell, and sometimes we just take him for granted. And he has been so good. He has been the leader of this basketball team, and what you love about him is that he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet, and sometimes he's too nice on that floor. But we have been so proud of him day in and day out. He very seldom misses a day of practice, and he's really been a force, and certainly he's well respected around the league.
Mark Mitchell, he made another 3 in the game against the Bulldogs, so he's now made 9 from deep this season. He's shooting it at about a 27% clip. What's the right balance of outside shots for him? It's hard because obviously he hits the game winner against Oklahoma. You know, the fact that he can keep the defense honest from a 3 now adds to his game. But he's such a powerful guy. He's so good at getting to the rim. So I don't know. I guess that's why you're a coach and I'm not. But what's the right balance for him inside out?
That's where Coach Gates. That's where he does his best job, is with the relationship with the players. What I mean by that is that really, if you take a look at Mark Mitchell, he's primarily a guy that can drive the ball, can get downhill, can get inside and get some easy baskets. And if you look at his outside shot, you would think, well, now wait a minute, maybe he's better suited to get going downhill and try to get closer to the basket. But Coach Gates encourages him to have an entire game. So, yes, we want to get downhill. We want to get easy baskets. But if he sees a shot that he likes, we encourage him to shoot that ball. And I'm telling you, 5 times out of 10, he'll hit that 3. And I can look back to when we played Kansas here at home, something that came to mind where he hit a shot, a 3-point shot.
Huge shot.
Yeah, huge shot. Mm-hmm. And you would think that a guy that doesn't shoot a lot of threes that would shy away from that in a big game, but not Mark. Mark feels like he can make every shot he's shooting, and Coach Gates gives him the green light. And when a guy works that hard defensively, offensively, that's the way to do it. And we've been really proud of Mark.
David Dickey Nutt joining us here on Tiger Talk. Trent Pierce made his first start of the season. He hit 2 tough threes pretty much right away in the game. He winds up finishing with 13 points overall. And from what I understand, Coach Gates mentioned he didn't tell Trent Pierce, hey, by the way, you're starting, until pretty close to tip-off. What's some of the value in that, in not telling Pierce until pretty close to tip, so I guess it's not on his brain all day or something like that?
You bring up a good point. Coach does that a lot. He won't just come out and tell somebody, hey, you're going to start Saturday. He lets practice dictate whatever he wants to do, and Coach has that in his mind. And, in fact, he doesn't even discuss that with the staff. So he knows what he wants to do. So we have seen Trent Pierce really improving in practice. He's shooting the basketball. We needed that guy. We needed an extra shooter on that floor. But what he brings to us, he's 6'10", almost 11, so he gives a lot of length. So he can rebound the basketball. He's a good defender. But right before the game, Coach puts him in, inserts him into the lineup, and he opened his eyes and kind of surprised and went out, and we really had a good game, and he's been there ever since.
Another guy I wanted to acknowledge, T.O. Barrett. He had a bunch of
Same
more
thing.
a bunch more career highs on Saturday. So he made 2 threes. He was 8 for 8 from the foul line. He had 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Those were all career highs, and he also scored in double figures again. So the last 3 games, all of them starts for him. He's averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists per game. Especially lately, what have you been seeing from T.O. Barrett?
Here's another one that, T.O. Barrett has one speed, and it's full. and hey, he may throw that ball five rows up, but you cannot ever question how hard he's going to play. And, Anthony hasn't played as well as he'd probably have liked. And so, Coach, all of a sudden, he inserts T.O. and try to take some pressure off Anthony and bring Anthony off the bench. He played pretty good the last game too, I may add. But T.O. Barrett has really taken us to another level. He just plays as hard as he can. He's starting to learn how to play the game of basketball, take care of the basketball. But he's always been a terrific defender. And he's just all over that floor. And I'm telling you, if there's a loose ball, he's going to get it. And that's what you want. And it's contagious. It carries over to the rest of the players, because if they don't play as hard as he does, then they're going to be left behind. And T.O. Barrett has really done a good job for us.
Tiger assistant coach David Dickey Nutt with us. Mizzou's 2026 recruiting class is making history before even playing a game here. And we're going to talk with Coach Nutt a little bit more about that when Tiger Talk continues next from Harpo's on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store has moved and is now located inside Mizzou Arena. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day, or online at TigerTeamStore.com. It's always black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
Giving back to the community is a pillar for Mizzou Athletics, and one that we're proud to emulate here at Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza. As a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics, Brewpub is proud to announce our support of local heroes through our partnership with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. With every purchase of the new Brewpub Patriot Pizza, we're helping support veterans, first responders, law enforcement officers, and their families during difficult times. Look for the new Brewpub Patriot Pizza today in your local grocery store and enjoy a great pizza for a greater cause.
Dear Winter, Toyota can't get enough of you, because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's website, says a 10/20/25.
Hey Tiger fans, Mike Kelly here. When it comes to protecting your home, you've got to have a solid defense. That's why I count on Helitech waterproofing and foundation repair. For nearly 40 years, Helitech has been keeping homes healthy, foundations strong, and blocking water. Their team of experts play every job like it's the championship game with skill, precision, and pride. Inspections are free, so make your next move at HelitechOnline.com. Helitech, where the best defense starts below the floor.
Heal your home with Helitech.
As the parent of an athlete, you've got to give them every advantage possible. And if your child wants to play at the highest level of their sport, they should be training with 2 people who played at the highest level of theirs. Introducing API Project Fitness and their sports performance program. Certified in training athletes from 5 to 18 plus. API Project Fitness teaches athletes to be more explosive, more mobile, and will teach your athlete how to excel both on and off the field. Find your fire. ProjectFitnessAPI.com.
Tiger Talk continuing from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. In for Mike Kelly tonight, I'm Brad Tornago. Mizzou baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson will join us in a little less than 10 minutes from now. We're continuing our chat with assistant men's basketball coach David Dickey Nutt. You can partner with the Tigers and the Food Bank, the official charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. Visit scoreagainsthunger.org to learn more about the Score Against Hunger campaign presented by MPIX. We learned yesterday that Mizzou signees Jason Crow Jr. and Tony Bryant are both McDonald's All-Americans. That is the first time ever that Mizzou has had 2 McDonald's All-Americans in the same recruiting class. Specifically to this year, only Duke and USC have multiple McDonald's All-Americans besides Old Mizzou. So to have this much success in the incoming recruiting class, what is that going to mean for this program?
I don't think that you realize just how special that is. Very seldom you ever have a McDonald All-American. That's first off. But to have 2 in the same year is incredible. it's one of those things where you expect that out of the blue bloods, the Kentuckys and the Dukes or whatever. They're sometimes they get two, and even this year I think USC had two, but they were brothers. And it's probably a little easier to go to the same school to have two because they're twins.
Sure.
But to have two on the same team is remarkable. And it started back with Jason Crow. Coach Gates was longtime friends with his daddy, and they had a relationship. Coach Gates is something. He has a way with relationships around the country. And he had a relationship with his dad and watched this young man grow up, and he turned into a phenomenal player. 44 points a game, left-handed player, is going to be really good for us. And then you look at Tony Bryant. Coach had relationships with his coaches down in Florida, being at Florida State all those years, did an unbelievable job with them. I think Coach Smith-Peters had a lot to do with keeping an eye on him for the last 3 years. But here's a guy that just kept developing and developing. And you got to know now, these two guys were wanted all over the country. And for them they crossed a lot of different schools to come to Missouri. So that's certainly a feather in our hat, and we're so proud of that. But we don't want to leave out Aiden Chronister right down here at Rogers, Arkansas, right in the backyard of University of Arkansas. Aiden's going to be an outstanding player. He's a 4-star player. He's 6'8", can shoot the basketball. He's going to do a lot of good things for us. I think he's the guy that's going to be the sleeper to that whole bunch. But to have those three guys ready to come in here next year is something that we're so proud of, and of course we brag on it all over the country. And it's funny how there's something like this works, because once you have guys like this that sign into your program, now all of a sudden you have another top 10 in the state of Florida, and their daddies call in and say, hey, coach, what are y'all doing down there? I want to check that out. And so it's funny how that works. And then when you bring them in for a visit, and you see our students there to the Raptors, and our fans and our ticket holders, they want to be a part of it. And so it's something special. All we want to do is just keep building on it and try to win every game.
Absolutely. That's 3 top 100 national recruits coming next season. And yes, that was not a misspeak from Coach Nutt. Jason Crow Jr. is averaging 44 points per game in high school. 32-minute high school games, 44 points per. So really excited to see them come next season. Of course, still some business to attend to this season, starting this weekend at South Carolina, in the bye week right now for your team, but for Coach Gates' team. But just some early thoughts on the Gamecocks coming in.
Well, the SEC is an unbelievable league. I don't think it's at the level that it was last year, where we had, I don't know, what did we have, 14 teams go to the NCAA? 14
out of 16, yeah.
I don't know that everyone wants to talk about that level. But nonetheless, every team that you play is capable of beating you. And so you have to be on all cylinders. It doesn't matter what the record is of South Carolina. When you go into their place, I can assure you they feel like they can win. They go to LSU and they beat LSU. So they're very capable. They beat Oklahoma like a drum. So they're very capable. We just have to continue to improve and do the things that we do well. We're starting to play much better, consistent defensively. We're starting to rebound the ball better. We're starting to shoot free throws better. And I think that if we can just continue to grow and build, because a lot of times if you look at some of our losses, I know it's easy for one to say, well, we're not playing very good, we're not this, we're not that. But the bottom line is we are pretty good. We can be just as good as anybody. But you got to respect the league. You got to respect South Carolina. It's more about us. Coach Gates says that every day. It's more about us than it is about them. We want to make sure we are taking care of the most important thing that we have, and that's the ball. So make sure that you have sureness and take care and keep your turnovers low. If you do that, we got a chance to win every game. But like everything else, we got to prepare and get ready for it. You can't just show up. You got to get ready for practice. We had a good practice today. We'll be off tomorrow. We'll come back Thursday. We'll prepare on Friday and travel and get ready for a Saturday game.
We got about a minute left with you, Coach, but I did want to get your thoughts. This past Saturday was the Coaches versus Cancer Sneaker Week game at Mizzou Arena. Norm Stewart, of course, had a foundational role in Coaches versus Cancer. What does that cause mean to you now that you yourself are a cancer survivor?
Well, it's a whole different thing. all the years I was a head coach for 19 years, and every year we would have coaches versus cancer. We'd wear tennis shoes to recognize cancer patients and survivors and things like this. And I never thought a thing about it. I just wore my tennis shoes and I got ready to play the game. Forget it. Well, now it's a different story. When you had chemo that take away a couple of years of your life and you lay on that bed and you wish for one of two things, you either take me or get me well, one or the other. Chemotherapy, if somebody's going through chemotherapy, trust me when I tell you that they're going through it. And for you to encourage them, I mean, almost every game, someone comes down to the floor before we start the game and say, Coach, can I get a picture with you? I said, yeah, what do you got? And hey, my mother is starting chemo next week, and I want her to see. And so, things like that, it's incredible. But the doctors that we have nowadays, it's a miracle. Well, all the research they've done over the years, but that it all started back with Jim Valvano with the cancer versus coaches. It's a great thing. It means a whole lot different for someone that's had cancer or maybe had it in their family.
Absolutely. Coaches.cancer.org if you want to know more about that great cause. We're so happy that you're back on the bench and helping this Tiger team to keep getting better. Appreciate your time here tonight, Coach. Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's Mizzou Assistant Coach David Dickey Nutt. Again, the Tigers in action on Saturday at South Carolina at noon. We're going to switch to Diamond Talk with baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson when Tiger Talk continues next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Quirk Hard Seltzer is a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics. With a winning lineup of flavors including Breakout, Stars, Cherry Blossom, and Lime, and Strawberry, Lemon, and Basil, Quirk packs a Tiger's Paw-sized punch of award-winning flavor made with real fruit juice. Crack a Quirk, Missouri's hard seltzer, when rooting on MIZ this season. 90 calories per 12-ounce serving, gluten-free. Quirk Hard Seltzer, crafted by Boulevard Brewing Company, born and brewed Missouri. Must be 21 plus. Please enjoy responsibly.
From Stewart to Gates, Sunvold to Mitchell, Mizzou fans have always dreamed big. And at Multiply Credit Union, we're proud to keep that spirit alive. We're bringing fans across Tiger Nation better rates, real rewards, and accounts built to back their goals every step of the way. This isn't banking as usual, it's banking multiplied. Grow together, live fully, be more. Multiply Credit Union, the official credit union of Mizzou Athletics.
A message about safe driving from University of Missouri head basketball coach Dennis Gates.
Basketball requires everyone to be responsible teammates. Driving requires the same exact thing. Crashes can be avoided by practicing safe driving habits. Please leave all distractions aside. Once you're behind that wheel, that is your number one priority. Buckle up, phone down. Slow down, drive sober.
Brought to you by Save Mo Lives.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Two things, communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. All right, Wildcats on 3. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACTA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox from the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Tiger Talk rolls on here at Harpo's. In for Mike Kelly tonight, I'm Brad Trinago. Reminder that this episode of Tiger Talk and a whole bunch of other great content, all available on the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast feed, presented by Shelter Insurance. Subscribe today wherever you listen to podcasts. Appreciate the time of Mizzou men's basketball assistant coach David Dickey Nutt. We're going to shift gears now, and we're going to talk a little baseball with Tigers head coach Kerrick Jackson. Those Tigers opening their season in Fort Myers, Florida, with a series against Mount St. Mary's starting next Friday. Coach, how you doing? Appreciate your time.
I'm good, Brad. Appreciate you having me on.
How practice has gone so far?
Really good. Obviously, we'd love to be outside, and we've been able to get out there a little bit. We got some snow pushed off the turf, and we're able to get out there today, get out there again tomorrow. But we're fortunate that we have the Divine Indoor that allows us to not miss a beat other than the elements. And so practice has been going really good, really competitive, good, talented group of players.
You held a preseason banquet this past weekend, and you mentioned a little bit about the process of the build for this baseball program. Can you kind of repeat that message a little bit down for this audience?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is coming into this league, obviously, it's the best conference in the country when it comes to baseball and all the other sports that we play. And we're in a little bit different situation. I decided not to go and reload in the portal, if you will. I decided to build. And as we know, the build isn't pretty. The only person that loves to build is the builder. But when it's all said and done, everybody's happy with the finished product, and that's what we've done. We've kind of stayed true to it, that we're going to use the portal, but we're going to use it to add a piece here or there. We're not going to use it to fill our roster and develop our roster. And so this year we brought in 26 kids, and 15 of them were high school kids. And so we're kind of really staying to that. And I think that we have the right kids, and now 3 years in, I think we're going to see the fruits of our labor.
Tiger baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson is joining us here on Tiger Talk. Year number 3 as the head coach here. I mean, and last year was certainly challenging, at least in part because of just a ridiculous amount of injuries, if I'm being honest. What are you seeing that gives you confidence, besides the fact that you're healthier? What are you seeing that makes you feel like, hey, this year's going to be different?
Well, I think, like you said, we had the injuries, but as a result of the injuries, there were a lot of kids that got experience. They weren't ready for it, but they got it. And so now what we have is we have a position where our depth is going to put us in a position to stay competitive, where last year we didn't have the depth to stay competitive. And so these guys are hungry. They understand the system. They understand how we want to do things. And then, like I said, we've added some supplemental pieces that will assist us in being successful. But when you talk about Najaven Pimental, who is a legitimate Friday night guy in our league, and he's back now after Tommy John surgery, and he's hungry to win. And again, we know how the portal works. A lot of these guys had opportunities to leave, and they decided to stay because they believe in what we're doing and they want to be part of that.
I want to ask you about Pimental and some other key players coming up in our next segment. But first, I wanted to ask you about your new pitching coach. Drew Dickinson comes to Columbia after helping Virginia to 3 College World Series appearances in 6 years. The resume is obviously good, but what excited you the most about that hire?
Drew and I have known each other for a long time. He's a Midwest guy. He played at Illinois. He coached at Illinois. He's from Illinois. And then, like you said, when you look at his resume and what he's done, arguably one of the top pitching coaches in the country, specifically when it comes to development. And the thing that he's been able to do for us is kind of inject some energy, give our pitching staff an identity. He is very, very competitive at everything that he does. And so that has kind of rubbed off on our guys, and he challenges them on a daily basis. And they have to rise to that challenge or else they'll get left behind. And so I think that impact that he's had, he's one that does a good job of developing change-ups. Guys are going to throw strikes. They're going to compete. They're going to know how to win games, and he's a really good in-game manager. So we're really looking forward to that.
That is Tiger baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson. We're going to take a closer look at some of those guys on the shelf last season looking to make a bigger impact in 2026 with Coach Jackson when Tiger Talk continues next from Harpo's in downtown Como on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Hey Tiger fans, Mike Kelly here. When it comes to protecting your home, you've got to have a solid defense. That's why I count on Helitech waterproofing and foundation repair. For nearly 40 years, Helitech has been keeping homes healthy, foundations strong, and blocking water. Their team of experts play every job like it's the championship game with skill, precision, and pride. Inspections are free, so make your next move at HelitechOnline.com. Helitech, where the best defense starts below the floor.
Heal your home with Helitech.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store has moved and is now located inside Mizzou Arena. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day, or online at TigerTeamStore.com. It's always black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Quirk Hard Seltzer is a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics. With a winning lineup of flavors including Breakout, Stars, Cherry Blossom, and Lime, and Strawberry Lemon and Basil, Quirk packs a Tiger's Paw-sized punch of award-winning flavor made with real fruit juice. Crack a Quirk, Missouri's hard seltzer, when rooting on MIZ this season. 90 calories per 12-ounce serving, gluten-free. Quirk Hard Seltzer, crafted by Boulevard Brewing Company, born and brewed Missouri. Must be 21 plus. Please enjoy responsibly.
Dear Winter, Toyota can't get enough of you because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/25.
We are back on Tiger Talk. Harpo's in downtown Columbia. And for Mike Kelly tonight, I'm Brad Trinago. We're talking Tiger baseball right now with head coach Kerrick Jackson. Genteel is now the apparel provider of the Tiger Radio Network. Check out the collection of Mizzou apparel available now at genteelapparel.com or at Bingham's in downtown Columbia the next time you're in town for a game. Genteel Apparel, a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics. Coach, you mentioned Javen Pimentel before the break. Missed all of last season due to Tommy John surgery. You said he was on track to be, a top of the rotation guy for you. Is he back on that track now?
He definitely is. We were able to have him take the time that was necessary. He didn't have to rush. That's a big deal for me is putting him in a position where we tried it last fall. It didn't work. The timing worked that he was going to be able to have surgery in the fall and then have that full 16 to 18-month recovery. And so he's been out and going out for these last couple times for us in inter-squad scrimmages and looked really, really good.
Cameron Benson missed a lot of the season with injuries of his own. He hit .324 when he was out there, and he was healthy. Where do you see him now that I'm assuming he's in a better place in terms of health?
Again, another one of those guys that when you look at the tool set, it's an above-average runner. He's got above-average power. He's really, really athletic. And so if he can be in there and be healthy for us, he's a guy that, again, will be one of the top players in our conference.
Tiger baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson joining us here on Tiger Talk. I had a chance to speak with another Cam Durnan, for this week's Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast. This is a young man from the Lake of the Ozarks area. He did some good things at Wichita State the last 2 seasons. Then he did some really good things in the Appalachian League. He was the player of the year there last summer. He set a league record hitting .407. How has his transition gone here to Columbia?
It's been phenomenal. Again, it's one of those portal pieces that we talked about that we're going to bring guys in that when we need to plug a hole, and he's going to plug a hole for us at shortstop. Like you said, a Missouri kid. that had the desire to come back home and represent the program and get us in the place where we want to be, and comes from a baseball family. He's the oldest of three. He's got a brother that pitches at TCU and a younger brother that's a shortstop at a junior college. His dad is from St. Louis, high school coach. And so you're just getting a really high IQ baseball guy, plays the game hard, plays it the right way, and he's really, really toolsy.
Fun fact about those three, by the way. So he went to Camden High School. Cam was the kicker. One of his younger brothers was the holder, and the other younger brother was the snapper on their extra point. So they have a really good relationship there, really good family guy. Looking forward to seeing him in the Mizzou black and gold. Another key transfer piece you picked up was Jace Woida. He hit 300 and was a starter for South Carolina last year. How valuable is adding that SEC experience to your lineup?
It's huge. I think if you haven't played in this league, when you get in it, it's a shock. So to be able to pick up, again, a Midwest guy, big, physical, left-handed hitter with power, who's been in the league and had success, like you said, hitting 300. Now he gets in there and we go places and we're playing these teams. It's not awe and shock for him. It's business as usual. So we're looking for him to be a big contributor for us this year.
Well, you mentioned his Midwest ties. So he's from Nebraska. He played junior college ball at Kansas City, Kansas with Gary Goldbeck, another Tiger. And it's kind of cruel, honestly. So this guy's the junior college national defensive player of the year entering last season. But you could only DH him because of injuries that he was dealing with. So now that he's healthier, what can that do, I guess, especially in terms of what you're going to do defensively?
Oh, without a doubt. Again, that was a guy that last year we brought him in to be our shortstop, and then 2 weeks before the season we find out he has to have Tommy John.
That's crazy.
And so we had to scramble and again, allowed him to DH because high on-base guy, can really, really run, left-handed hitter, high bat to ball. And so it was good for him to go through that transition of going from junior college to the SEC. He got tuned up a little bit, but I think he learned as he went along. And so now putting him in a position where he can compete for the shortstop position with Durnan, but we can put him at different positions on the infield, second base, third base. We can move him to the outfield. He's athletic. He can really run. So there's a lot of different ways where he could help us.
Tiger baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson, our guest here on this special edition of Tiger Talk. Pitcher Josh McDevitt, that's another guy who battled injuries last spring. He made only 7 appearances. Where do you think he's fitting in as a junior?
He's taken off, and again, that's a guy that's been with us since his freshman year, and we've seen that growth and maturity with him the whole way, and he's kind of manifesting himself into being a dominant starter in our conference, and as we roll out next weekend, he's going to be in that starting rotation for us. It's 93 to 96 with a hammer, breaking ball, and a good change, and he's just got this attitude of dominance and air of dominance about him that he loathes and hates his opponent just for stepping in the box. And so that's what you need when you're in this league and you're on that bump.
You mentioned having some guys that you kind of had to put in there as you were dealing with some injuries. And, Chris Patterson's a guy who made 30 starts. He wound up tying for the team lead in doubles. How's his development been?
Same thing, right? Like you said, it was a guy that, because of injuries, we threw him out there, and he wore it a little bit, but he kind of got his feet wet in the league. He went out and had a really good summer. He back, gotten more physical, made some adjustments with him offensively, so we're putting him in a position where he should go out, and again, now being a sophomore and having the experience that he's had, he should take off for us as a sophomore.
Brady Kellenbrink is a St. Louis native. He wound up starting 9 games on the road as a true freshman, again at this level last season. Took some lumps, but how can that experience as a young pitcher maybe help him out?
Same thing. You run a guy out there, big physical left-hander. He was starting for us, got roughed up a bit at times, then would settle in. Unfortunately, gave up some runs early in his starts, and we just couldn't recover from those. But we set him down this summer, got him a little bit more flexible because he's a big physical kid. And with Drew being here, also being a left-handed pitcher, he's been able to help him out with some different things, and I think that guy's really going to take off this year as well.
Another St. Louis guy, Tyler Macon, started and hit 272 for you last season. Where is he in the mix?
Same thing. It's a guy that, he's a red shirt for us. His freshman year, he redshirted. Is in that sophomore year, freshman year, redshirt freshman year, got some experience last year. Now this is redshirt sophomore year. So a guy that's played different positions, can play anywhere on the field for us. Really, really competitive. Has a football mentality that he brings to the baseball field, which sometimes can work against him. But he's growing and maturing and understanding how to bring that to the mix.
Mateo Serna is a switch-hitting catcher who started most of last season behind the plate. He was second on the team in homers and RBI as a sophomore. What do you think he can do for you as a junior?
Again, when you're talking about catching, that's one of those deals where you're only as good as what you have behind the plate. That's the one position that everybody's looking at for 150 some odd pitches. The fact that he is a switch hitter with power from both sides of the plate, he's really, really grown and matured as a catcher and understanding his responsibility in that. And the fact that he can be offensive is a plus for us. For me, as a catcher, I need you to command the pitching staff, make sure things are being held down when you're out there. You're kind of that field general, and he's assumed both those roles. Plus, he can go out there and he should be able to be really offensive force and hit in the middle of our order and be a run producer.
You mentioned earlier in the show that it's not going to look pretty every step of the build. You've got a couple guys on this program who have been here their entire college careers, and they've seen some of the less pretty steps. Ian Losey and Isaiah Frost, and I just wanted to give you a chance to talk about them a little bit too.
Yeah, both true black and gold guys, right? Like they bleed black and gold. This place is really, really important to them. Again, two guys who have seen some changes and gone through some ups and downs. Both of them have battled injuries their whole career, and this year, knock on wood, is the first time both of them are actually really, really healthy. So they both have a chance to contribute. Ian we're going to be able to move him to the back end and be a back end guy, and Isaiah is going to have the ability to get in there versus some right-handed pitching and be a defensive replacement, pinch run for us, and just be a glue guy.
We'll have Mizzou baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson preview the opener next weekend and what's ahead in the rugged SEC when Tiger Talk continues next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you. So why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
From Stewart to Gates, Sunvold to Mitchell, Mizzou fans have always dreamed big. And at Multiply Credit Union, we're proud to keep that spirit alive. We're bringing fans across Tiger Nation better rates, real rewards, and accounts built to back their goals every step of the way. This isn't banking as usual, it's banking multiplied. Grow together, live fully, be more. Multiply Credit Union, the official credit union of Mizzou Athletics.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store has moved and is now located inside Mizzou Arena. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day or online at TigerTeamStore.com. It's always black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
It's game day, Tigers. When you fly from Columbia Regional Airport, you've already got the home court advantage. Skip the stress. Enjoy fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American and United Airlines. Whether it's the big tournament or your next getaway, COU makes every trip a winning play. Score your travel advantage at flycou.com. See you at COU, your home court in the sky.
Couple minutes left on this special edition of Tiger Talk, and for Mike Kelly, I'm Brad Tornago. We're talking Mizzou baseball here with head coach Kerrick Jackson. Comedian Nate Bargatze coming to Mizzou Arena on February 21st for his Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Purchase your tickets on Ticketmaster now. Tiger baseball starts its season in less than 2 weeks, going down to Florida to open the season. Most of the games early on will be in Fort Myers. Mount St. Mary's the opponent, the 13th through the 15th. Then at Florida Atlantic on the 17th. Then back to Fort Myers against a Division I newcomer in New Haven, the 20th through the 2nd. Coach, what are you hoping to see from your team during that stretch to begin the year?
Good baseball. Excuse me. Good baseball, being consistent. A lot of times when we're in the place where we're at, people get consumed with the idea of just the win. And the one thing in our game is the win is a result of doing things the right way. And so we've been talking to our guys, just keep it simple. Throw strikes, play good defense, have quality at bats. And if we do those things, we'll put ourselves in a good spot. And so running this 7-game slate that we'll have down there, that's what I want to see for that week and a half that we'll be down there, is just play good, clean baseball. And if we play good, clean baseball, we're talented enough to do whatever these guys want to do, but we have to start off with just being able to play good baseball.
You mentioned earlier having the opportunity to get outside for at least some of your practices, and when that's not possible, you've been inside in Divine Pavilion. But is there still an adjustment period when you go down to a place that may actually have baseball weather and you're dealing with the sun on a fly ball and not a roof and a pavilion or something like that? Is there an adjustment period?
There is, if you're not able to get out there. Like, we go down on Wednesday, so we'll practice Wednesday night, we'll practice Thursday. Probably the biggest transition for us is we will be playing on dirt for the first time.
There you go.
We've been on turf. Ironically, all of our conference games this year, all 30 games will be on turf. Our five weekends at home, and then our 5 weekends away are on turf. So playing down there in Florida, maybe when we go over and we play, I'm trying to think, Missouri State, that will be on dirt, and then the conference tournament will be the only other time that we play on dirt. So that'll probably be a transition of just going from turf to dirt. But other than that, again, because we're going to be able to get outside the back end of this week, the beginning of next week, and then get outside when we get down there, we'll be fine. It actually probably be better for the hitters. Hitting in that Divine can be kind of a challenge. So we'll get out there and the ball will look pretty big for them.
The value of having turf in your home stadium now, what does that mean? How does that help your program?
We were able to push snow yesterday and get out on the field today.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
With what the temperatures have been, had we still had a natural surface, even if we push snow, now you got to worry about what the ground is going to do when it thaws. And so then it's going to be soupy, and now we don't have to worry about that. We just got to get the snow off, or at least clear enough space for the sun to hit the turf and heat it up and melt the snow. So that becomes huge for us. And so, and then, when it comes to field maintenance and those types of things, you can practice without having to worry about keeping guys off the foul line and all those other kind of things.
When you're starting a homestand on February 24th, so I'm guessing that increases the odds that those games will actually be played.
Yes, without a doubt. As long as it's not snowing or raining at the time and we don't have below freezing temperatures, we will be out there.
All right, Tiger Baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson joining us for a couple more minutes here on the show. SEC play starts March 13th at home against Auburn, and you've already mentioned it, but this league is ridiculous in baseball. What have you learned from your first couple of seasons of being a part of it?
Can't make mistakes. Having the opportunity to be here previously as an assistant from 2010 to 2015 when we made that transition from the Big 12 to the SEC, you got to play good baseball. And I think everybody kind of gets wrapped up into how talented the league is. But talent is all around college baseball and college athletics. The skill level in the SEC is elite. And that's the beauty about skill. You can improve skill. You can't improve talent. Either God bless you with it or he didn't. But your skill level can be improved upon, and you can have an elite skill level. And if you have an elite skill level with talent, then that's what puts you in that upper echelon.
Yeah, I misspoke, or I meant to say your first couple of years as the head coach. Of course, You were here as an assistant, left for a little while, and came back. What should we know about the battles at the ping pong table inside the team facilities?
It's intense. And that, again, you want our guys to be in a position where they're competing. And so that's what we tried to do this year, is just create an environment of competitiveness that no matter what it is that we're doing, we're competing for something. There's always something on the line. And so if we can keep them in that mindset, then whether it's practice or games or whatever the case, ping pong, that we're always in that space, and that's what also leads to success.
Well, it's a game. Baseball can be a game where there can be a little bit of monotony. There can be, stretches like if you're in right field or whatever where you don't see a ball for an hour and a half, and then you've got to be able to respond. So I guess having some other stuff besides the game to think about sometimes, there's probably some value to that too.
Without a doubt.
And adding some, and also just, you mentioned building this program with a lot of people who have been here multiple years, but there are some newcomers to this group. So do you find, whether it's ping pong or something else, that's helped to kind of build that camaraderie with this group?
Without a doubt. We talk about how we're a family and how those things are important, and those guys live on that every day.
Coach, good luck this season. Thanks.
Appreciate you, MIZ.
ZOU, Tiger Baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson. Thanks to him. Thanks to Dickey Nutt from men's basketball for joining us as well. I'm Brad Trinago. Thanks for joining us on Tiger Talk on the Central